Today, the thing I'm going to give you is a key. It's not a physical key, but rather an idea, a concept so powerful that it has the potential to unlock a door inside you to a room you might have never thought existed. This room is filled with dreams, possibilities, and opportunities that, up until now, you might have thought were beyond your reach. Let me start with a story, a simple tale about a young girl who lived in a small village. She dreamed of becoming an artist, painting canvases that would be admired the world over. But in her village, this dream was considered impossible. There are not artists, her family would say. We are simple folk. Dreams like that are not for us. Yet she dared to believe differently. With no teachers, no resources, and only a burning desire in her heart, she started painting using whatever materials she could find. Years later, her artwork was indeed admired across continents, not because she had access to the best resources from the start, but because she acted as if her dream was possible, even when everything around her said otherwise. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you reached for something you thought was beyond your grasp? What was it that held you back? Was it the voice of doubt, perhaps whispering that it was too high, too far, too difficult? Today we're here to challenge those voices to push beyond the boundaries of I can't and step into the realm of I will. Our purpose is simple yet profound, to shift our mindset from seeing limits as barriers to viewing them as mere starting points from where we grow, learn, and transcend. How, you might ask? It begins with belief. Not just a fleeting thought, but a deep, unwavering belief in oneself and the possibility of achieving what currently seems impossible. This belief acts as the foundation upon which everything else is built. It's what powered the young girl in our story to pick up a brush and paint, despite the world telling her she couldn't. Belief alone, though, is not enough. It must be coupled with action. Actions that might start small, but gradually build in momentum. It's about doing something today, however minor, that moves you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. This could mean learning a new skill, reaching out to a mentor, or simply deciding to take a step in the direction of your dreams. But here's the catch. Along this path, you will face setbacks. It's inevitable. The question is not whether challenges will arise, but how you will respond when they do. Will you see them as stop signs or as detours, perhaps even opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow stronger? In this room today, each of you has a dream, a goal, a vision of something that lies beyond your current reach. My challenge to you is this: start acting as if achieving this dream is possible. Not tomorrow, not next week, but let this moment be the first step in a journey of transformation. One where you redefine the boundaries of what you can achieve. Remember, the key I'm giving you today is belief. Belief in the possibility that lies within you and around you. Carry this key with you and let it open doors to opportunities you've never imagined. Together, let's act as if nothing is impossible. For in that action, we make the impossible possible. Now, I want you to imagine standing at a crossroads, the paths before you leading in opposite directions. One path is well-worn, comfortable, and familiar, the path you've walked day in, day out. The other, it's overgrown, obscured, and uncertain, representing the journey towards your dreams and aspirations. At this crossroads stands a gatekeeper, and that gatekeeper is your belief. Belief is the foundation upon which all our actions are built. It's the silent whisperer that says, yes, you can, or the shadow that murmurs, no, you can. This isn't just about positive thinking or self-help slogans. It's about the very real impact our beliefs have on our ability to pursue and achieve our goals. Let's consider a tale of two individuals, Alex and Jordan, both faced with the same set of challenges. Alex views these challenges as insurmountable barriers, believing they lack the skills and resources to overcome them. Jordan, however, sees the same challenges as opportunities to learn, grow, and evolve. Fueled by a belief in their potential, Jordan approaches each obstacle with determination and creativity. Despite facing the same circumstances, Alex and Jordan's beliefs lead them down vastly different paths. While Alex remains stagnant, Jordan moves forward, turning obstacles into stepping stones. Now take a moment to reflect on your own life. What limits are you imposing on yourself? How are these beliefs shaping your actions? Are they propelling you forward or holding you back? The power belief isn't just about overcoming external challenges. It's about transforming our internal landscape. Consider the story of Thomas, a young man from a small town with dreams of becoming a scientist. Everyone around him laughed at his ambition, citing his modest background and lack of access to elite education. Yet Thomas refused to let their disbelief become his reality. He pored over books, sought mentors, and took online courses, all driven by the belief in his ability to succeed. Today, Thomas is a renowned researcher, his work impacting lives around the globe. His journey from a doubter to a dreamer to a doer illustrates the transformative power of belief. Or take Sarah, once trapped in a cycle of poverty and despair, who believed in a brighter future for herself and her family. Ignoring the voices that told her she was destined to fail, she started a small business with nothing but a great idea and relentless determination. Day by day, she faced setbacks and pushed forward, her belief in her vision unwavering. Now, she's not just running a successful business. She's creating opportunities for others in her community, proving that belief can indeed change our reality. These stories, real and powerful, underscore a universal truth. Our beliefs have the power to create our reality. They can lift us to new heights or tether us to the ground. The question then is not whether we have the power to shape our destiny. We do. The question is, will we choose to wield that power? As we ponder this, let's remember that changing our beliefs isn't about denying reality. It's about seeing reality from a different perspective, recognizing the possibilities that lie within challenges, and understanding that within us lies the potential to achieve what we once thought impossible. So we move forward, let's ask ourselves, what if we viewed every obstacle as an opportunity? What if we believed in our capacity to overcome, to succeed, to thrive? Imagine the paths we could forge, the heights we could reach, and the lives we could touch. In closing, let me leave you with this thought. The belief that nothing is impossible is the key to unlocking our fullest potential. It's the light that guides us through the darkest tunnels and the force that pushes us beyond our perceived limits. As we stand at the crossroads of our lives, let us choose the path of belief, for it is the path that leads to the realization of our dreams. Let us walk this path together, supporting one another, challenging one another, and believing in one another. For when we act as if nothing is impossible, we make the impossible possible. Now, the other thing I'm going to give you is a perspective, one that looks at impossibility not as a barrier, but as a challenge, a puzzle waiting to be solved. Let's take a moment and consider history, a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. There was a time when the thought of flying in the sky was considered a fanciful daydream, something out of a fairy tale. Fast forward to today, and air travel has become as commonplace as riding a bicycle. The once deadly diseases that plagued humanity for centuries now find their match in vaccines, thanks to relentless medical research and technological advancements. This transition from impossibility to reality didn't happen by chance. It was fueled by individuals who dared to ask, how can I? Rather than resigning themselves to, I can't. These pioneers looked at the world, saw its constraints, and chose to see them as mere challenges to overcome. This mindset, this powerful shift in perspective, is what I urge you to consider today. How often have we faced challenges and immediately thought, that's impossible? But what if instead we asked ourselves, how can I make this possible? This simple change in question can profoundly alter our approach to problem solving. It moves us from a state of resignation to one of active exploration, from a mindset of limitation to one of endless possibility. Let me share with you a story of a young inventor who was fascinated by the idea of human flight. Despite numerous failures, public ridicule, and personal doubts, he persisted. His belief in the possibility of flight transformed what was once deemed impossible into a reality that changed the world. This inventor, like many before and after him, embodies the essence of redefining impossible. Now, I invite you to pause and reflect on your own lives. Think of something you've always wanted to do, but considered out of reach. Hold that thought and now shift the perspective. How can you make it possible? What steps, however small, can you take towards that dream? As we embark on this mental exercise, let's not forget the role of resilience. The path from impossible to I did it is rarely straight or smooth. It is fraught with setbacks, detours, and moments of doubt, but is also filled with learning, growth, and ultimately triumph. The key is to stay the course, to keep asking, how can I? And to adjust your sails as you navigate the waters of challenge and opportunity. To cultivate this growth mindset, begin by surrounding yourself with stories of achievement and resilience. Let these stories inspire you and remind you of what's possible. Next, practice reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of seeing a roadblock, ask yourself what you can learn from this situation, how it can make you stronger, more skilled, or more compassionate. Moreover, embrace the practice of setting small, achievable goals that lead you closer to your larger dream. Celebrate each milestone, no matter how minor, for each is a step away from impossible and towards accomplished. As we continue our conversation today, I want you to keep that thought, that dream you identified earlier at the forefront of your mind. Consider what small step you can take today, this week, or this month towards making it a reality. Remember, the journey from impossibility to possibility begins with a single step, fueled by belief and sustained by action. Now, let's consider for a moment the great wonders of the world, or even the achievements in technology and art that we admire today. They weren't built in a day, nor were they the result of sporadic effort. Instead, they're the culmination of daily dedication, relentless pursuit, and most importantly, an unwavering commitment to consistency and discipline. It's easy to overlook the small actions because they seem insignificant in the moment. However, it's these small, consistent steps, taken day after day, that lead to monumental achievements. Now, you might be wondering, how does one cultivate such discipline? How do we ensure consistency in our actions towards our goals? The answer lies in the simplicity of routine. Setting a routine, visualizing your goals, and tracking your progress might seem like straightforward strategies, but their power cannot be overstated. By establishing a routine, you create a framework for your day, dedicating time to move towards your goals, irrespective of how you feel. Visualization, on the other hand, serves as a constant reminder of your why, keeping the flame of motivation alive, even on the toughest days. Lastly, tracking your progress is crucial because what gets measured gets improved. This practice not only helps you stay on track, but also provides a sense of accomplishment as you inch closer to your dream. Now let's talk about the real champions of discipline and consistency. Consider the story of an athlete, perhaps a marathon runner. Think about the discipline it takes to train every day, running miles after miles, irrespective of the weather, the mood, or personal circumstances. It's their dedication to a consistent routine, visualization of crossing the finish line, and tracking their pace and progress that eventually leads them to victory. It's a clear testament to the fact that discipline and consistency are indeed the building blocks of success. But let's bring this closer to home. Think about your own life. Reflect on a goal you've been striving towards. Have you established a routine that aligns with this goal? Are you visualizing your success? And are you keeping track of your progress? These are not just rhetorical questions, but an invitation for you to engage actively with your aspirations. As we delve deeper into this discussion, I encourage you to think of discipline not as a punishment, but as a form of self-love. It's about making a commitment to yourself and honoring it, day in and day out. It's about choosing what you want most over what you want now. And yes, it will require sacrifice, and yes, it will test your willpower, but the freedom it brings, the freedom to achieve anything you set your mind to, is infinitely rewarding. Now, the thing I'm going to share is perhaps one of the most powerful lessons life has taught me: the true nature of failure. You see, society has painted failure with a brush of finality. We've been conditioned to view it as the ultimate defeat, the end of the road. But what if I told you that failure is not the end, but a step, a crucial step in the journey of achieving greatness? Let's dive into a story about Thomas Edison, a name synonymous with invention and innovation. His journey to inventing the electric light bulb was fraught with setbacks, with over 1,000 attempts that didn't achieve the desired outcome. When asked about these failures, Edison famously remarked, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison saw each failure not as a stop sign, but as a guidepost directing him closer to his goal. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself, how do I view my setbacks? Do I see them as insurmountable walls or as stepping stones? Our perception of failure shapes our approach to life and our potential for success. To leverage failure, we must first redefine it, not as an end point, but as a part of the process, rich with lessons and opportunities for growth. Here's a strategy to start transforming your relationship with failure. Practice reframing. When faced with a setback, instead of labeling it as a failure, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me better? This shift in perspective opens up a pathway to resilience and innovation. Another vital step is seeking feedback. Often, we are too close to our projects, our dreams, to see them objectively. By inviting feedback, we not only gain insights for improvement, but also reinforce our commitment to our goals. Feedback is a gift, one that guides us to refine our approach and strengthen our resolve. And when the path seems too daunting, remember to set new actionable objectives. Break down your goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Celebrate each small victory, for it is these victories that compound over time, leading to monumental achievements. Let's not forget that every great success story is punctuated with chapters of failure. It's these chapters that test our resolve, sharpen our skills, and ultimately make the story worth telling. They remind us that success is not merely about the destination, but also about the resilience, determination, and growth we exhibit along the way. The wisdom I want to impart focuses on the soil in which we plant ourselves to grow. Just as a seed requires the right environment to sprout, bloom, and thrive, so do we need an environment that nurtures our growth, dreams, and ambitions? It's about more than just the physical space. It's about the people we surround ourselves with, the ideas we feed our minds, and the culture we immerse ourselves in. These elements combined can significantly influence our beliefs, actions, and ultimately our destinies. Consider for a moment the people you spend the most time with. Do they lift you up or pull you down? Do they challenge you to stretch beyond your current capabilities, or do they reinforce your self-doubts? The truth is, we become a reflection of the company we keep. This is not merely about choosing friends or colleagues. It's about consciously deciding who influences our thoughts, actions, and feelings. Let me share a story of a young entrepreneur I once knew. She was full of ideas, brimming with passion, but her circle of friends, though well-meaning, didn't share her drive or understand her vision. It wasn't until she connected with a community of fellow entrepreneurs that she truly began to flourish. Within this community, challenges were met with encouragement, failures were seen as learning opportunities, and successes were celebrated collectively. This shift in her environment catalyzed a transformation, propelling her towards her goals at an accelerated pace. So how can we audit our environment and ensure it's one that fosters growth? Start by taking a closer look at your daily interactions. Ask yourself, do these relationships inspire me? Do they challenge me? Do they encourage me to be my best self? If the answers are not resounding yeses, it might be time to make some changes. But it's not just about cutting ties or distancing yourself from certain people. It's also about actively seeking out those who share your aspirations, who can mentor you, who you can collaborate with, and who see the world not just as it is, but as it could be. These are the relationships that will fuel your growth and support your journey. Creating or finding a community that resonates with your values and goals is paramount. Whether it's a local meetup group, an online forum, or a professional network, immerse yourself in communities where you're not the smartest person in the room. These environments challenge you, push you out of your comfort zone, and stimulate growth in ways you might not have imagined possible. But remember, cultivating a growth-friendly environment is a two-way street. Just as you seek support and inspiration from others, be willing to offer the same. Share your knowledge, lend your encouragement, and celebrate the successes of those around you. In doing so, you not only contribute to the growth of others, but also reinforce your own journey towards achieving your dreams. Now, I want to share with you a truth that has the power to transform your life, a principle so profound yet so often overlooked. The environment around us, the people we choose to spend our time with, they shape us. They have the incredible ability to influence not just who we are today, but who. Let's consider a garden. Imagine two seeds, both with the potential to grow into beautiful, strong trees. One is planted in fertile soil, given ample sunlight, water, and care. The other is left in rocky terrain, under the shadow of larger trees, struggling for light and moisture. The outcome is inevitable. While one thrives, the other struggles to survive. Like these seeds, we too are products of our environment. Now think about the people you spend the most time with. Do they uplift you, encourage your dreams, and challenge you to grow? Or do they drag you down, doubting your abilities and mocking your aspirations? The truth is, we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Their beliefs, their attitudes, their successes and failures in time. Reflect for a moment on the environments you frequent, both physical and social. Are they conducive to growth? Do they inspire you to reach higher? Or do they leave you feeling drained and doubtful? This is a call to action, an invitation to conduct an audit of your influences. Ask yourself, are these environments and relationships supporting my growth, or are they hindering it? The task ahead is simple yet challenging. To make conscious decisions to cultivate a supportive environment for growth. This means sometimes making hard choices, perhaps distancing yourself from negative influences, seeking out mentors, and surrounding yourself with people who share your aspirations and values. But it's not just about cutting out the negative. It's also about proactively building a positive, growth-oriented community around you. This could mean joining groups, clubs, or online communities where members share your interests and goals. It's about finding or creating a space where you're constantly challenged, supported, and inspired. The power of community cannot be understated. Together, we can achieve so much more than we ever could alone. In a community, we find accountability, motivation, and support. We learn from each other's successes and failures. We're pushed to try new things, to go beyond our comfort zones. And perhaps most importantly, we find belonging. In the right community, we're reminded that we're not alone in our struggles or our aspirations. Let me share a story to illustrate this point. There was once a young writer filled with ideas and ambition, but plagued with self-doubt. Alone, she struggled to make progress, her manuscripts gathering dust. But then, she found a writer's group, a community of like-minded individuals, each on their own journey but united in their love for writing. This community became her lifeline. They read her work, offered constructive feedback, and celebrated her successes. Encouraged and motivated, she finally completed her first novel, and when it was published, it wasn't just her victory, but a victory for her community. They had all played a part in her journey. This story is a testament to the transformative power of community. It's a reminder that while our dreams may be our own, the journey to achieving them doesn't have to be a solitary one. So as we move forward, Let's commit to being mindful of the environments we choose for ourselves and the company we keep. Let's strive to surround ourselves with positivity, with people who inspire us and environments that nurture our growth. Let's actively seek out and contribute to communities that align with our values and our dreams. Remember, the environment we cultivate around us is not just the backdrop to our lives. It's the soil in which our dreams take root and flourish. By consciously shaping this environment, we're not just preparing ourselves for growth, we're setting the stage for a life of fulfillment, achievement, and happiness. As you leave here today, carry with you the understanding that you have the power to shape your environment, and in doing so, shape your destiny. Let's make the choice to cultivate a space where we and those around us can thrive. Together, let's create a world where nothing is impossible, where every dream is within reach, and where every day is a step towards becoming the best version of ourselves.